Hi, hello, vanakkam. In this video, we are gonna see about what are the issues or problem faced by the women in the various sectors. For example, public sectors, private sectors, or film industry, media, entertainment, music industries. First, let us see with the music industries. Without wasting our time, let's see about the music industries and what are the issues faced by the women in the music industries and as well as the artists facing in this field. So first one is gender discrimination. So in gender discrimination, if the male artist doing something means that the public or others consider it as a strategy. If the same thing is done by the female artist means they consider it as calculated. So so that the female artist felt that there is a gender discrimination in their field, as well as if the male artists like Ed Sheeran or some other guys, if they write about their love life or current girlfriends, ex-girlfriends, or in, write about a song about them means they consider it as it's not a matter, it's just sharing about his feeling. If the same thing is done by a female artist means they are telling why she's overreacting or oversharing about her personal life to us in the through the music. So the example like a Taylor Swift artist felt that there is a gender discrimination as well as a gender inequality in the music field. If the male artist is sharing about his personal stuffs or his experience means they are telling that he is brave enough to coming up and telling about his story. If the female means she is overreacting, over expressing a feeling, and she is over emotional and others consider her as a crazy girl. Why she is doing like this? About gender inequality in music industry means actually the totally 5 percentage of the women are working in the music industry, including directors or producers or engineers. Within this 5 percentage only there are female workers working, as well as some of the female producers and engineers are fighting for the equality in their sectors. Actually, this incident happened actually Bihon's Music Award show. It was happened before the 5 years. In that time, it was fully dominated by the male artists, male producers, and other male people who are working in the music industry. So, and they only gave an award for the male workers on the female performers artist. None other people from the women and none any other of the women did not get any award for their or not recognized for the work or for the hard work in the music industry. So the female producers came up and start fighting for the equality in the music sectors. So, in the conclusion of the female artists felt that as an artist in the music industry, they considering them as an object. They just want to, they want them to dress like other artists to attract the other audience or public. Actually, but some of the artists have their own choice of wearing a dress, and they're not okay with those kinds of dress. And as well as some of the male producers are harassing the female artists who are working under them, and they're just texting them and asking them to come out with me. Even the female artists having a boyfriend means they just want to go out with them and spend time with them. And as well as harassing them, if suppose the female artists are not ready with coming out with them means they are very against them and creating some gossips and issues against them. So from this music industry, we have seen about gender discrimination. There is a gender inequality, and they consider the female as an object, as well as there is a sexual harassment in music industry. So for this conclusion, I would like to conclude this part. So from my point of view, each and every woman should come up and fight for their own gender equality, as well as they come up and speak for other women, and they need to support for the other women, as well as we female have our own choice to wear dresses. If suppose someone is harassing means we need to come up and we need to file a case against them, and we need to take action against those people who are harassing the female and thinking that female are not wise or brave enough to do anything. So we are not like that. We need to come up. In the next, we are going to see about what are the issues faced by female workers or female artists in the film industry. Today I am going to talk about my topic is the women are facing problems in the film industries. In the film industries, the men are dominated by the women for some reason. So whilst the power of media expose the gap of women, there is still immense difficulties being women in the film industries. Hollywood is full of entertainment, arts and fashions. The most women in industries don't find out the entertainment or that glamorous. It has a one quote: look, the pressure to look perfect. Susan, she is an American artist. They point out the women are facing pressure to look perfect. They expected from this woman, the woman should have to wear glamorous dress and put makeup and walk out from the door. In that time, the photographers come and take the photos. Within the minute, the photo turn into the hot stories and topics and upload the social media. So the women are considering this glamour way. Sexual harassment in the workplace. In all over the world, the women have expressed the form some sexual harassment in the workplace. It includes the wage gap, sexual harassment, verbal abuse, etc. However, they rarely pay attention to the woman pay attention to the woman, so they consider the women are living glamorous in the Hollywood industries. According to the US, 94% women have expressed the form of some sexual abuse. It is a director, producer, an editor, artist, etc. So this is also one of the major drawbacks women are facing in the film industries. Women still make it happen. In that time, the women didn't get the good good opportunity in the big screen in the in that time. So they give the enrolling the roles in 20% in the 100 films. But it still increased in 60% in 2018, in 20% in 2019. It is a long way, but the women are still make it happen in these career opportunities. I have some relevant data from the women are facing problems in the film industries. They are the first one is the cast and crew in 10 major film awards. The 5 films, the women's a major part. The 11th film has both the male as well as the female. 270 films, the major part has a male. Then the second one is that is the number of leading actors per film. This is also the male has a more dominant. Then the third one is gender breakdown by films award. That also the male has a more part. The fourth one is behind the camera gender of top crew and role. That also the male has more dominant, but the female has less. So it compares olden days in this day, but olden days they treated the woman so bad, but in this day it's reduced to treated women's like unglamorous way, but it is still happen in such places. I think it's still reduced. The women are treated like unshown glamour way in the public. Thank you. Women facing problem in public sector, gender equality in public administration. Women have entered the paid workforce in increasingly number over recent decades, and the expansion of public sector employment have recent transformed the opportunities for the available to them.
Now, there are some factors on gender equality in public sector. The public sector remains a larger employee of women than the private sector. Female representation in the public sector is strongly correlated with the country's income. Most public sector have higher participation by women than are in few industries and other occupations. Women have received a much larger wages premium for working in a public sector than men. Female wage penalty persists even in industries with representation of women. Now, let's see the lack of women at the top position in the public sector. The Gender Equality in Public Administration reports compiled by the UNDP and Gender Equality Research Lab have conducted one research and have found that gender gaps are persistent and that women are still being systematically prevented by from advancing their level of position to the top position. So by this, they have found that only some percentage of women's are used for the decision making process, that is decision making level in the public sectors, and more than men. So there is a gender equality in this public sector according to the decision making levels.
So we've seen women in various different departments or in industries. Still, in varied other departments or industries as well, women are treated the same way as in equal. Because, for example, in not to say example, because in every industry they do the same. So we can now know why actually women are given lesser salary compared to men, because nowadays too women are given lesser salaries compared to men as well. So before, in 1950s, before that, actually what happened was that women had no education, women did not go out of their house to do any kind of work, and they did not have the equal kind of pay as men. So actually women were seen as people who had to do regular jobs or repetitive jobs, not any kind of relevant or important jobs. So in that case, women had to go to work only for a piece of money, not for as career or as career growth, but men were to go to work for as a career to or for career development as well. So later in the after 1950s as such, there was a voice out for women wherein they looking out for to like stop injustice against women. So and after this period, women had an excel in their career, women had growth, wherein we had the first prime minister, first president, the first person to go to space, and the first lawyer and whatnot, because they excelled a lot. Okay, so after that, still they had a kind of inequality in their kind of wages. It was in like it was because of one factor. Later it was because of motherhood, because women were like to see after their children after they give birth to children, so that made them kind of have the lesser salary, because when both male and female go to work for the same job, they have the same degree, the same qualification and the same experience. But then when they go to job, a woman is there put back at home to look after a child when she gives birth. So like she needs to look on to the child, and then she loses her experience. So in that case, on the other hand, when a woman who is there going for a job without having a child, she will have a rise in her career compared to a woman who goes to a job and has a child, because she will go like this and she will fall down, okay, excessively, and then she goes. Okay, rather when you're going to see a man, he is going to have a continuous development in his in his career growth. He's going to have the same kind of amount. So wherein this could be changed only when both male Actually, this problem can be sought out and identified and changed only when both male and female are going to be seen as important and equal persons for the family. As in, they both are really very important to be as a caregiver and the provider for the child, and both are to be as a breadwinner for the family. Not only the male, not only the female, both of them as equally treated in the family by themselves. So only this can change this kind of a situation and have a kind of a growth, equal growth for women as men.